Hello everybody and welcome back to Pokemon 3Ds. In the last episode we got 2 of our new gym badges, and in today's episode we are going to first and foremost go through the team very quickly. Everybody's level 31 except Bob, who's level 32. Turns out the gym we're going to be hopefully taking on today actually has lower levels than either of the gyms that came before. There's more Pokemon, but the lower levels. The levels in this generation are all over the fucking place. So I decided to go with the Zim, which is now a Dragonair, which is Dragon Rage, Wrap, Slam, and Twist. Not a great movesets, and it's not going to get particularly great for the next like 20 or so levels, but I didn't really have much choice there. So then we have Forks, which learned Fly on screen. Spaghetti, which actually finally's got Mega Drain. Holy crap, now it can heal itself, and it's better than Vine Whip, I do believe. We've got Zone, didn't change. Tian, didn't change. Bob, didn't change. And literally didn't change because it didn't even gain any levels. Before we go into the next route, where we already caught a Pokemon, I am pretty sure there's going to be like 1 or 2 more places where we can capture Pokemon. So let's get ourselves some Great Balls, like 20 of them. That seems about fair. It's a little bit too much maybe, but it seems about fair. Some Super Potions as well, just because we're going to not particularly need them, but we're going to probably want them. Or the other way around, we're probably going to need them. And if you need them, you also want them. I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm also going to try to buy Repels, which do not exist. The reason I want Repels is because of the Lake of Rage. Obviously, there's a shiny Pokemon there, which is going to get randomized into another, presumably another shiny Pokemon. And it's also higher leveled. I think it's level 35. So it's going to be quite high leveled for our purposes. If this is another Mewtwo, I'm going to lose my shit. It's another Mewtwo! I should have... That's just its animation. That was not shiny, was it? No, because shiny Mewtwo is green. I should have used this route for grinding. The route to the left, by the way, of Acreus City, it's got Dugongs on it as wild Pokemon, and they gave a shitload of experience as well. So, is that Suicune? That is Suicune. Let's go see what Suicune has to tell us. I don't know. I don't know if we have to battle Eugene, whatever the fuck he's called again. No, we do not. So we just chased Suicune around a little bit, and at some point, I don't know where. I know in Hard Gold and Soul Silver, you get Suicune once you get into Kanto at Cerulean City. I don't know if that's the same in this game. I'm going to assume that it is. Okay, so we are in Mahogany Town now. We could go straight into the gym. We can't. Do we have to do the Lake of Rage first? Since you came this far, take this item to do some sightseeing. Lake of Rage. Yeah, we need to do the Lake of Rage first anyway. So let's go do that, I suppose, and capture a couple new Pokemon on the way. I think there's like place for 2 more Pokemon. The first of which is Route 43, which is a legendary Pokemon. It's a WOOPER. This is either Raikou. It's either Raikou or Entei, but it's a fucking WOOPER. Oh, that means I don't get an encounter for this, right? I think the AI will still run away. If not, I'm gonna get a level 40 WOOPER. It doesn't run away. The AI only works with oh my god, I'm gonna get a level 40 WOOPER. I love it. I absolutely love it. You have Earthquake. It's Sim. We get your replacement right away though, which is grand. Because we're putting this WOOPER on the team. Because 1 level, and we have a Red Candy, so we're getting a Quagsire. Let's not attack it, let's just throw a Great Ball at it. This shouldn't be too difficult to catch. That's amazing! It's the legendary WOOPER. I know what the thumbnail for this video is going to be, and the title as a matter of fact. Unless the shiny Pokemon we're gonna get is better than this, but I kinda doubt it. I mean, usually I would call a WOOPER something to do with because of Gates to Infinity. But this is like a legendary WOOPER. We can't just call them Also, that doesn't really like roll off the tongue very well, especially since I think you literally like don't use your tongue in making the sound. Yeah, you can place it however you want to your tongue, in your mouth, and you still make the sound. So it literally does not roll off the tongue. Anyway, WOOPER's nickname is going to be I mean, nah, I was gonna go with Deus because God, legendary. And actually, yeah, I'm going to. I think we already have a Pokemon called God somewhere in the box / death box from the original generation, Gen 1. Let's go switch right for Deus. Well, you can have both Deus and God, right? Just translating the word into a different language is a different name. We can have both an English and a Latin name for Pokemon, and it's totally different. Yeah, totally different thing. So yeah, Zim, I spent quite a while grinding to level 31, and then we died to a WOOPER. But WOOPER has Earthquake. Did I mention that this WOOPER has Earthquake? Because this WOOPER has Earthquake. Also, it's going to be the starter team. It's just going to be. Actually, I think I'm so lucky that it was a place in box 1. If there wasn't a place in box 1, I couldn't have caught it. And I would have had to. Oh my god, that is so lucky. Also, Midna is called Minda by accident. This one is going to stay in the box until Gen 4 at least, because I want to be able to evolve it. Let's see, it's right at it. It's in box 2. Is it? Withdraw. Deus, there we go. What are your moves like? And your stats, obviously. You have Tail Whip, Slam, Amnesia, and Earthquake. And your stats are atrocious. Actually really sad for a level 40 Pokemon. I suppose you do not have any EVs or whatever the Gen 2 equivalent is. Wait, what? Parties. I switched the box and then didn't deposit the thing into the box. Okay. Let's deposit Zim's dead body into the box. The sad thing is, we're not gonna get like... We lost 2 pseudo-legendaries within 2 episodes, which really sucks. Because there's only one pseudo-legendary a generation, right? Gen 3? I never can remember. I think Gen 3... that's not the box I want you to be, I think. Gen 3 still only has 1, right? It's Metagross, and Salamence isn't a pseudo-legendary? I think? I can never remember. Or does it have 2? I'm fairly sure that Gen 5 does not have 2. Acreus is not a pseudo-legendary, but Hydreigon is. But I think Gen 3 might have 2. I don't know. We're going to get plenty of opportunity to get more pseudo-legendaries in the future, but Gen 1 and Gen 2 pseudo-legendaries out of our reach. We have one normal legendary, and we've got a legendary WOOPER now, which we're going to change into a legendary Quagsire right away, because it's literally the weakest thing on the team right now, even though it's the highest level. So let's use that one rare candy we found somewhere, I don't remember where, to make it evolve into a Quagsire, trying to learn Rain Dance. You know what? No. Stop learning Rain Dance. Yeah, did not learn Rain Dance, but it is evolving, which is going to be just so much fun for me to do the editing on. And let's actually see how much difference that makes in its stats at level 40, because we got a quick glance at Deus' stats. Now that Deus is a Quagsire, what are your stats like? I bet they're like significantly better. They are significantly better. They doubled. Holy fuck. They doubled. Like, almost. Anyway. Obviously, I'm not going to be using Deus unless it's absolutely required. But we've got a ground type I've been asking for. Which probably actually means that... but we don't need 2 water types. So depending on what I catch in the Lake of Rage, I might box Bob. Just because, honestly, that should show you how fucking... I am so glad I didn't run into a Sunflora. You have no idea. That should show you how impressed and how happy I am with Deus, that I'm considering putting Bob in the box to have it on the team. And not just because of its level. Its level is going to, like... This is kind of fitting. Also, for a moment there, I thought, you're gonna be kidding me. But, I walked straight into that. Doesn't matter, we've got all the time in the world. We're probably not gonna be able to do... Maybe we will be able to do the gym this episode. I don't know. We'll see. I'm still, like, absolutely flabbergasted by that level 40 Wooper. And the fact that it didn't run away. That AI is apparently linked to the Pokemon encounter itself and not the... Like, if I were to encounter a randomized Raikou or Entei, they would probably run away. Because that's like linked to their Pokemon ID as wild Pokemon, I'm guessing. I don't know how that's programmed. That's very, very interesting. So is there another route up here or just the Lake of Rage after this? I think it's just the Lake of Rage. Lake of Rage. Okay. So I do not want to run into any Pokemon here at all. So take the shortest route possible, which is just like literally going up here. Please don't run into anything. Okay, we didn't run into any Pokemon. What are you going to turn into? You're going to turn into something. And I think it's going to be a shiny. It is a shiny and it's a Squirtle. I don't think we... It's level 30 by the way, not 35. I don't think we've had a Squirtle before. Well, obviously, otherwise we would have seen the thing, and... I don't think we've caught a Blastoise or a War Turtle in this generation. So we can get the Squirtle. We're getting a lot of water types. I'm not going to be using the Squirtle. As a matter of fact, I think I'm still going to box Bob after this recording session. Because I don't have anything to like replace it with. At least not until we get into an area where there's high level Pokemon to capture. You might be saying, why would you go into your grass type? Because you're going to annihilate a Squirtle, and potentially, yeah, potentially I would annihilate him if I use Mega Drain, which I will not. I will use Cut. Just to see, you know what? Fuck you. Just to see how much damage it'll do. Probably not that much. I can use like 3, let's say 2 more of those. And then I can put it to sleep and I can probably catch it fairly easily. I don't know what the starters catch rates are like. They're probably a little bit lower than WOOPER, I must imagine. But they're probably not too low, especially since it's the non-evolved version. Then again, you're usually not supposed to be able to catch them. So I don't know if they have like... Well, they have a catch rate, obviously. But if their catch rate like increases in a logical way. Or they're just like all 5% or something, which... would be quite low, because that is literally like most legendaries are 3%, I think, at full HP. Which sounds like a lot more than it actually is. That means that you have to throw 30 Pokeballs at it. Actually, that sounds like a lot easier than it actually is. It's, in theory, like, statistically speaking, you'd have to throw about 30 Pokeballs, normal Pokeballs at it, to catch it at full HP without any status conditions. Which actually is a lot less than I thought than you think about, right? So this is not that difficult of a capture. We caught a Squirtle! And I don't know what I'm going to call the Squirtle yet. I know what I'm going to call the Squirtle. This is probably not a very original name, and as a matter of fact, I might have like accidentally stolen it from somebody. But it just makes too much sense to call it Sheldon. I obtained a red skill from a Squirtle. That's how good I am, by the way. Let's see what else is in this lake. Mantine. It's another water type. We're back at the water type monologue. What the fuck is going on with these water types? I know water type is literally the most prevalent type in the entirety of Pokemon. There's more water types than any other type. So yeah, that makes sense. But still, there's so many goddamn water types here. If you haven't seen my Pokemon X randomizer Nuzlocke, go watch it, because it turned into a water type monologue, like, very, very quickly. And I obviously did not win it, because a monologue is just a horrible idea. I don't know who's in this building. Do you, like, give me a super rod? I think you give me a better rod, which sounds weird, but it's also, like, a good thing. Just in case I need to, like, fish up any Pokemon in some place. I think there's some times where you can actually... Okay, fuck off in that case. We can fly back to... You can fly to the Lake of Rage? I didn't know that. That must be the first instance of being able to fly to a location that's not a town or a Pokemon Center in Pokemon. Because I don't think in the first generation games you can even fly to the Pokemon Center near Rock Tunnel. I don't think so. You might be able to. I think you are in the remakes. I don't think you are in the originals. But what? Other than that, it wasn't until like Gen 6, I think, you were able to fly to routes. And then obviously with like the soaring Latios and Latias, that was a thing. I don't think you can go to the right here yet. No, you can't. I have to do the Team Rocket thing first before going into the gym, apparently, which makes the gym being so low leveled even more egregious. Is this the Pokemon Mart, or is this... While visiting Mahogany Town, try the Rage Candy Bar. I don't think I will. Oh, this is the place where Lance straight up like murders this dude. I would very much like to see this in like a R-rated 3D environment where the dude literally just gets obliterated by the Hyper Beam. That would be neat. It's never gonna happen, but that would be neat. Okay, let's see. What are we gonna lead with here? We're going to have to fight a lot of Rocket Grunts. So anybody that like... Tien's probably fairly close to evolution, so let's lead with Tien. It's also the only thing that still needs to evolve, because Zone evolved, Bob evolved, Deus evolved, Fox and Spaghetti don't evolve, so let's get on that. This is going to be like a little bit slow and annoying, so this is the point of the episode where we actually can get into some rambling. If I had, obviously, a Corsola. It's level 70. Something tells me that the game wants you to do this before the other gyms. Something tells me it wants you to do this before the other gyms. But does it? Because I don't think it does. It allows you to. And the level curve definitely kind of says that. But I'll show you like the badges on the trainer card after this. Because those definitely are laid out in such a way that our prize is the 7th gym and not the 5th. Though it really looks like he should be the 5th in every respect. Also in the map layout. Right? I dropped my... okay, apparently I'm not doing that yet. Also in the map layout. This place directly links into the cave that goes into Blackthorn City, which is the 8th gym. So it doesn't make any sense to do... And you can't even get here before getting... Actually, no. That's not true. That's not true, because you need surf either way. I was going to say you can't even get here before finishing the 5th gym. Which is true. Which is true. Because Morty is... Now, Morty is a 4th gym. Then you have Chuck, the 5th. Jasmine, the 6th. But Jasmine really is the 7th. And like, level-wise. So, I don't know what the fuck is going on here. All I know is that I'm very confused by the level curve in this game. It's all over the fucking place. I mean, the Elite Four and I think the highest level Pokemon in the Champion match is like level 50? Roughly? I think the Elite Four is around their 40s. So that means if we go into the Elite Four now, we have a chance of actually making it through most of the way. And we still need to go through 2 gyms and Victory Road. There might be like a possibility that I could make it through the Elite Four and the Champion. Not deathless, mind you, but just like in general, I could make it through without any more grinding, maybe. Am I going to try that? Hell no! Of course I'm going to be grinding. I don't want to lose my godly Quagsire. Or my actual legendary Pokemon in Ho-Oh, or Tien, or anything. I don't want to lose anything. So I'm not going to try that, but I could maybe, in theory, make it happen. Especially if I have a bit more of a balanced team with, like, not 2 water types on it. I'm thinking about what I'm going to bring instead of Bob on the team. I'm thinking... There's a real good chance of me not staying in against this Scyther, even though it's just a Scyther level 20. I don't have anything to deal with it. Maybe I'm going to bring Thanos again. We're at a level now where Thanos is at least going to be a Kadabra and potentially going to soon turn into an Alakazam. So Thanos would be kind of good. And I am lacking a Psychic type. Though it's not been really an issue so far, a Psychic type would be nice. But then again, a Dark type would also be nice. So maybe I'll bring Furball and evolve it into an Umbreon. But Umbreon is a very defensive Pokemon, not as much offensive, so it doesn't really matter that it's a Dark type. What are you sending out? I don't fucking know. Let's go into Tien. Oh, that was a horrible mistake. That was not a good choice on my part at all. Let's not go into Tien. Let's switch out into Zone. I don't think we've used Zone as a Magneton on screen yet. Obviously I have in the grinding, but I don't think we've done that on video yet. So this'll be interesting, because it's a lot more powerful after evolution. And also, it's 11 levels higher than the Stormy, so... It's not even a competition. The Storm is just dead. I really should have done this before going to the other gyms and before grinding. And another Croconaw. Let's murder it. I'm very sorry, Bob. I'm murdering your son or daughter. It's your son. I'm murdering your son, and you're going to get boxed after this recording session, which will probably be after next episode, admittedly, because we're probably going to do most of the Team Rocket stuff this episode, then do the gym, and then do some grinding between recordings. Then I think after defeating the... We didn't even have to go here. And only for a Guards pack, holy shit. I think we can capture a Pokemon here, actually. I entirely forgot about that. There's wild Pokemon in there, like to the left here, I think. Or should I try to capture the Voltorbs? Because you could argue like Pinwheel Claws there. I'm not going to, that would be a little bit broken. Especially since I am starting to like cross the 30 Pokemon in the backup box threshold at this point. So I'm going to start calling those, do we call this Pinwheel or do we not call this Pinwheel? And the same with Dupe's Claws. In the favor of like not getting more Pokemon than we already have. Obviously I'm going to try to capture Pokemon where necessary and where possible. I have been a little bit careless with killing Pokemon lately. Like there was around Goldenrod City, there was a whole thing where a lot of Pokemon, wild Pokemon were killed instead of caught because I wasn't paying attention. I'm going to try to not do that, but when I am given a choice of, is this a different location? And it's a maybe kind of thing, I'm going to rate it as no, it's not a different location. Because otherwise we're going to have so many goddamn Pokemon in the backup, and honestly, I'm still going to go through Kanto capturing Pokemon, but I'm not going to go out of my way to go to every single location in Kanto to capture Pokemon, I think. I'm just going to go through Kanto, the routes that I visit are the routes that I visit, and there's going to be some routes that we skip. But the Kanto's, if I go to every single location in Kanto, that is like potentially even like 20 more Pokemon, maybe even more I can capture. And obviously Dupe's Claws is going to make some routes at this point like impossible to catch anything on, because the entire catch list for the route probably like, there's going to be some routes, and I think we've already had this in Gen 1, where the entire catch list for the route is made up of Pokemon that we already have. That might have been in Gen 2. And especially, it must have been in Gen 2, because I made a mistake patching the ROM here for the randomizer, so that it has the same amount of encounter slots as the original game, rather than filling out all the potential encounter slots with different Pokemon. I never remember what area 1-to-1 and global 1-to-1 is, but one is the one is one and the other is the other, which makes a lot of sense now that I say it out loud. So we're gonna run into that a couple of times, especially throughout Kanto. But after we're done with Kanto, assuming we don't like kill a lot of our Pokemon, we're gonna go into Gen 3 with, again, a box and a half of Pokemon, but the boxes are going to be bigger in Gen 3. The boxes in this gen are only 16 Pokemon, and we had about a box and a half when we started. If we keep this up, we're going to have a box and a half in Gen 3, but the boxes in Gen 3 are 30 Pokemon. So I'm going to like calm down a little bit with like going out of my way to capture every single potential encounter we can. Because I also want to like keep some encounters open to like Gen 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and potentially 8. I'm starting to think 8 might be possible, because it's going to be a while before we get to Gen 8, and I think like Gen 8 emulation and randomization are already possible. So we're probably going to do Gen 8 as well. Pokéax is compatible with Gen 8 as well, so it's fairly easy to port those Pokemon from one ROM into the next as well. So there's a very good chance that if we get to it, which, let's be honest, we probably will, we're going to do Gen 8 as well. Which will probably be my first time going through Sword and Shield. So maybe I'll do a Sword and Shield Let's Play before that. Because I don't think I want to go through Sword and Shield as a randomizer on Nuzlocke for my first time. I don't even know how, like, would it be possible? Probably not. But would it be possible with a randomizer to run into a trainer or a wild Gigantamax Eternatus? The final boss of the game, right? Would that be possible? Or would it just be a normal Eternatus? And if... Okay, better question. If the ace Pokemon of a gym leader is not a normal Pokemon, how does it do that? Does it just like normally Dynamax? Does it get swapped with another Pokemon that can only Gigantamax? And again, my question comes up. What if it is Eternatus? If the gym leader's H Pokemon gets swapped with Eternatus, can it like G-Max into Eternatus like the Darkest Day form? Because I fucking hope it can't, because that'll just kill your run right there if you don't have the legendary Pokemon with you. Because if you've ever seen or played that part of the game, your Pokemon aren't doing shit against it. It's like 95% legendary Pokemon, which I don't know the names of, doing the damage against Eternatus there. So they will just fuck you up. Long story short, Maybe we're going to do a Sword and Shield, like... I don't know how I would do it yet, though. And I have to look into how, like, stable the emulation for Gen 8 is at the moment. Because I obviously do not own a Switch at the moment. But maybe that would be a fun thing to do. But that would also mean that... maybe that's a live stream kind of thing. It's probably going to be a live stream kind of thing because... As I said, I want to avoid only having Pokemon content on the channel, where possible. So, we're also going to end the episode after this battle. I just saw the timing for the episode is over 30 minutes. So, my secondary series is going to always be something that's not Pokemon related. I'm thinking about not having a, like, ongoing Let's Play as the secondary series after Mario ends, which will probably be, like, very soon. As a matter of fact, probably like next week or the week after that, like early the week after that, or like late next week. It kind of depends on how the episodes go. And just like do the spotlight videos there because I'm receiving quite a lot of games to do spotlights on. And only one a week means that keys I'm getting now will get a video in like a month. Which doesn't really matter that much, other than the fact that probably like... I'm going to be like a little bit like analytical with you here. If I get a video up like the day a game releases or like a day after the game releases, which would be possible if I can do it every other day. There's a chance that if a game like does very well on its release week, I get a bit of a boost in search traffic with that, and that can only be good for the channel. So I want to do that maybe for the secondary series and then also have the Nuzlocke going on. So probably after Temtem finishes up, I'm probably gonna look into being able to do a Sword and Shield Let's Play live. I think that would be fun. Until the next episode, you know what, like, I'm not even gonna do my outro at this point. I'll be back next episode doing some more of this. See you then. Bye.